OLLI Weekly is our email bulletin in which you can subscribe to it. It is for free. And in our email bulletin, it contains all of the classes that are happening for this semester, along with other pop-up events that are not in the catalog yet. But in the meantime, these pop-up events are usually updated. They're last minute most of the time. Hi, Marianne, welcome. Yeah, you can make it. And these are just email updates regarding the virtual events that were not scheduled in the time of the catalog. So you can subscribe to the OLLI Weekly. Just please provide me with your email address, and I will subscribe you to our newsletter.
Okay, Hema, I'm set. Hey, everybody, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to our fall open house. So as Hema explained, the fall semester is already open. As you can tell, I'm here on campus. Yay, yay. We hope that everybody is staying vaccinated or has been fully vaccinated, and that they have information on their card or have that proof, because we have some exciting things for you on a limited basis, but I'm not going to share too much. I want to make sure that the dean is here. Dr. Wilson, dean in the Ed, do I see you here?
Not yet at this time, Nicole.
Okay. They should be joining us shortly. As you can tell, things have, since the campus is open, we're trying to do our best to repopulate. But what we're going to do right now, Hema, we're going to go ahead on and skip over the dean until he gets out of his meeting, and we're going to go ahead on and start. Go ahead for me, please.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate that, and we'll just go ahead and dive in. Just a quick reminder to everyone: we are being recorded, and it is being streamed live into our YouTube channel and Facebook page. By attending this event, you are agreeing to have your likeness recorded for possible university use. Yes, that is correct. We do have a YouTube channel, and that's where we like to keep all of our work, our remote learning sessions since 2020. And before that, we have a lot of recording sessions from our previous classes that we've had here on campus and during COVID. Next slide, please. Thank you, Anissa. Okay, so our next slide. Okay, so once again, this is our Associate Dean, Dr. Linda Wilson, and Edward Cleek, our Financial Budget Officer, and our Dean of Extended Ed, who will be in shortly. But in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and dive in real quickly into our curriculum, since we have about 45 participants, and I know many of us are just eager to learn and know about the classes that are coming up for our fall semester. We have a lot of classes, virtual, of course, 2 in person. But then again, there are specific instructions that we do have to follow regarding the in-person classes. Oh, I believe our Dean of Extended Education is here, James Kim McNutt. Dean, we are ready for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for letting me cut in the line here. It's good to see everybody. I'm going to keep my comments really short. But what I wanted to do at this portion is just let you all know, and a lot of you probably already know this by now, that Nicole Picada, our wonderful coordinator for the last couple of years, and she was a student assistant even before that, working for OLLI, has got a full-time job with the state of California, but she'll be leaving us on the 20th, I believe. Nicole, you can help me out there, 20th or 21st. We're sorry to see her go, but we are also happy for her here at the College of Extended and International Education. But the good news is, in her new role, there's an opportunity for her to possibly continue working with Extended Ed in her new role with through apprenticeship. So we're excited by that.
So am I.
Thank you, Nicole. And then, but I really wanted to say too, a lot of you know Hema. She was a wonderful and has been a wonderful student assistant working with us in the OLLI program for the last several years, working directly with Nicole. And so our senior leadership team, Linda, myself, and Ed got together, and we've seen Hema really blossom into a wonderful employee. So we are making her the interim OLLI coordinator with the hope that that continues on after that. So I wanted to just formally announce to all of our OLLI members that Hema is now going to take over that role. And you know, she's a graduate of Dominguez Hill. She's been a wonderful, as I said, a staff person. She's a lifelong Los Angeles resident. I can tell you a lot of times, I'm not in this room now, but another room I do these video conferences from. And I think Hema knows what I'm going to say. Where she's at, she's right over the wall from where, and I hear her talking and leading these meetings, and she has just grown in self-confidence, professionalism, her demeanor, her attitude, everything. So I want to thank Hema for her good work going into the future, taking over from Nicole. I want to thank Nicole publicly again for a remarkable job you've done, and congratulations on this next chapter in your life. So that's it. Just wanted to formally welcome and let you all know that Hema's now in this new role, and we are just thrilled to have her because it helps with the continuity. We don't have to have anybody new come in and try to figure it out. And it's a familiar face that all of you know and love, and we're just glad Hema's here. So thank you, Hema. I'll cut out now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. I appreciate your words. And I do want to mention a few words to my dear colleague, Nicole, is that we're going to miss you. Your legacy here at OLLI is deeply well noted, and we are going to miss you as a Dean's proxy. You did a fantastic job going through the pandemic. I remember you said we're not going to shut down OLLI, just like our Hey, Nicole, there you are.
I'm sorry, I'm in the room with Chet, so he's letting me share his space as I'm trying to move out of my role. And definitely, you know, I call this my beautiful adventure. And alongside me in that adventure was him.
Like I said, Nicole, OLLI will not be the same without you. We're going to miss you. You definitely left your legacy here. You coordinated the program during a pandemic, which was very difficult. You and I worked together very closely. Our nearby sister OLLIs had to shut down, but I remember that you said, nope, not this OLLI. We are not going to abandon our members. And you sustained the passion of lifelong learning. So
and you
I am
right
confident
beside
that you
me, Hema. You right beside me, keeping me, and you know, we're like a yin and yang, both in. And I'm sorry to get emotional. I know it's not professional, but you all know how passionate I am for this program. You know, you won't see me for a while because I'm going to make sure that Hema is there and has the support of everyone. And I know she does, from the leadership of Extended Ed to the National Resource Center to the OSHA Foundation. I am so internally grateful to have worked beside this young lady. She's just awesome. And, you know, it's extended beyond just this workplace. It's a mentor-mentee relationship that is reciprocated. I mean, she is my mentor. And that's what's beautiful about the OSHA Lifelong Learning Program and the opportunity Extended Ed gave me. Coming back in from what I called a displaced homemaker, trying to relaunch my career, relaunch my confidence. OLLI members and the Extended Ed team gave me that opportunity, and I will be forever grateful. You just don't know. You guys got me through. My dad, I appreciate you so much. Anissa, Arvin, Andrew, all of you. You are just dear, dear, dear in my heart. Did I do it right, Anissa? Is that a heart? So
yes,
look, my dad is speaking to me, telling me to stop these crybabies. Stop, crybaby. Jeffrey's probably said, keep it calm, keep it cool. That's
Go ahead and crack.
Yeah.
It's all good.
we're all crying.
Nicole and Hema, if I could just say one more thing about this, and then we'll move on. But I hope Nicole doesn't mind me sharing this, but I did this once before. But what I'm about to say really speaks to what I love about Dominguez, you know, lifelong learning, K through 100. We have programs for working adults, working professionals, all the way through folks like you that have retired recently or have been retired, but still want to learn. And what I love about Dominguez, as I said, I'm in my 8th year, is the resiliency and the perseverance that our students have of any age, of all ages, whether it's a freshman or whether it's someone getting a master's degree, or someone like Nicole, who was a working adult, came back in later to get her master's degree in the negotiation, conflict resolution, and peace building program. And what I loved about this, and she knows what I'm going to say now, this was this last May, and she was not going to miss graduation. She had all of her regalia, and all of the deans we were over at, and the president and everyone was at the tennis center. And Nicole shared with me, I ran into her in our building shortly after, or right before, I think, Nicole, I think you had just robed up. And you and your husband were screaming down the 405, and I think you had a flat tire. And you pulled over and you said, I am not missing graduation. I'm not going to miss it for the world. And you literally, I think you and your mom thumbed a ride or got a hitchhiked, to campus to attend graduation. I mean, that's remarkable to me. I mean, and you said, and that speaks to me about what our students are like, as I said, whether it's the OLLI program or everyone. So again, what a great story. You did it, you walked, you celebrated. And I love that story because it really speaks to your resiliency and that of our students. So thanks for letting me share that.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate you. And right now, I know that you have many, many things going on. The school is repopulating, so thank you. I know I did see Dr. Linda Wilson here. Hey, Dr. Wilson. I just want you guys to know that she did stop in for us too. So Dr. Wilson, again, if you need to be excused, please excuse yourself. And with that, I'm going to turn it on turn it on. Freudian slip. Turn it over to Emma.
I hear no evil.
Okay, Emma, let's go.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much. Now, despite changing circumstances, I am excited to take this role as your interim program coordinator. Now, we do have an exciting year ahead of us. Not to mention that we have already started our fall semester with some health and wellness courses, business, and social science classes. And just a quick reminder to everyone, those of you who are new, is that for you to join our classes or to become a member of our program, we ask you to please renew your membership. It only costs $30 for an annual membership. And once again, if your membership has not been renewed, please sign up as soon as possible. Nicole Picada will provide the information for registration along with our office contact information. I do want to mention that a couple of things is that there's many benefits that come to being a member of OLLI. One of them is the parking permit form, the parking placard that you see towards the left side of the screen. That is the reduced parking fee program in which you will pay $20, which is an annual fee for parking, and you get to park in any of the lots within our campus. Now, if there's any questions regarding the membership or parking or any other of the benefits, please, you may type into the chat panel. Nicole and I myself will be moderating the chat room. Now, I do want to mention, we're going to get straight to the guest speakers. We have our guest speakers that are ready and anxious to share their classes for our fall semester. We invited powerful guest speakers and lecturers and facilitators, talented and well accomplished. We're going to move and dive into this real quickly. And our first guest speaker is Mr. Chet Hanley, retired educator for LAUSD and former DHTV lecturer at Cal State Dominguez Hills. Mr. Hanley?
Thank you, Emma. And best wishes to you, Nicole, on your new endeavor. I'm honored to be the first to share what we have in store for you this fall. Hello, jazz people. I recognize a few familiar faces on the screen there who've sat in with me over the last 3 or 4 years. And it's fun for me to return to the campus and share this wonderful art form with all of you out there. Again, I'm Chet Hanley, and I am coordinating, if you will, Classic Jazz 109. I said 109. We've had 8 previous semesters, the last of which was rudely interrupted last March of 2020. All of you can relate to that. Anyway, briefly, what I'm about and what I've been about for the last 4 years is sharing this extraordinary art form with folks who come in on campus. And by the way, I think I'm one of 2 courses that are going to be offered on campus. which means I guess I'm doing a hybrid model. Anyway, I welcome all of you to join me if you can on campus beginning in October 7th, officially is our opening date for 6 sessions from 10 to 12:30. What we're going to be about is presenting this art form via the video screen. I'll share some literature with you about jazz. I'll take questions. I'll be happy to answer them with regard to this great art form. And specifically, since they only gave me 2 minutes, wow, how are we gonna function in 2 minutes? But we're gonna try. We're gonna kick things off in October 7th to be specific. Going back in time and beginning with someone who represents not only jazz, but just good music, good vibes, the legendary Louis Satchmo Armstrong. And we're going to follow the lineage of the trumpet specifically from Louis Armstrong to the present, followed by, I'm gonna revisit a presentation I did a few years back that tied present day performances with the Great American Songbook, which is always a lot of fun. Followed by, on October 21st, a lot of extraordinary jazz people came out of 2 East Coast cities, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're gonna follow that up with a revisit of an instrument that's not usually associated with jazz, specifically the string instruments. So that's always a lot of fun. There are a lot of extraordinary musicians out there who play violin, cello, bass, you name it. So that's going to be fun. Followed by another re-examination of the vocalists. I could go down the list, but that would take the rest of the time that we have allotted here. November 11th, make note, the campus will be closed because of the Veterans Day holiday, and we'll come back for one final session on the 18th of November. I'm going to do something I've done in the past where I ask you, the participants, to let me know who you'd like me to profile in the world of jazz. So I'll begin compiling a list of those people and then share that with you for our final session. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity once again. It's great to be back on campus. Hopefully a bunch of you will join me here, as well as those of you who will be watching via Zoom. So thank you so much for the invitation. Next up, I want to introduce Hamoud Salih, who's going to share what's going to be presented. So again, thank you so much.
So Chad, it's like the old days. You do jazz and I show up, do Middle East politics. So yeah, I always wanted to be on your show.
Yeah.
A pleasure seeing you. So I think we started, okay, hold on. So I know now where we are. I'm supposed to do 2 presentations in 2 minutes, which is very quick. The first topic that is scheduled for September 20th is about jihadism 4.0. This is sort of an introduction to what's happening in the jihadist movement, and we'll do a survey of the progression or the evaluation of this movement, which begins as a traditional movement, if you want, or a traditional movement, somebody who see the world from a religious prism. This is a fighter who goes to Afghanistan, join Al-Qaeda, and become a fighter for a cause they believe, according to them, is worthy. The end of Afghanistan brought a new type of jihadist, someone who is transnational, someone who travels with a computer, someone who is intellectual, and engage in religious propaganda for recruitment. And that sort of continued until the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan. And I'm careful with the type of words I'm using. This is based on international literature. So however you want to interpret the American presence in Afghanistan or Iraq, once a country comes in and invited to another country, it refers to invasion. So what the Iraq and Afghanistan set is a new type of jihadist, someone that relies for expanding the mission, the religious goals that they have outside their boundaries as an international movement. But it also created, particularly in Iraq, and now we see it in Syria, the concept of statehood. The earlier movement did not seek to establish a state because they believe in transnational transnationalism, that the whole world will become religious at their fashion. The presence of Americans and Westerners in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria changed that philosophy, but it created a division within what you call them, with the jihadists, particularly in the idea of what's the best goal to achieve a religious states under their belief. Now, that's the third version of an Islamist, is someone who believes in the idea of establishing a state to further the interest of all Muslims and force others to believe in it. The current version is a bit similar to the earlier, the second generation, except that it is directed in the areas of, I'm supposed to move the slide. I don't know how to move the slide.
Anita, can you move to the, oh, okay.
So that's not where I am. I'm still in the first one, yeah. So the second, I'm asked to move this. So the third one is the current one, where it centers on cyber state. That's my lecture, but at the same time, we are launching a series of international speakers. This is our second year, and we're doing this year in partnership with the OLLI. So it's a great opportunity for us to work together. And our first lecture is on September 21st, which addresses the issues of international terrorism and how it links to domestic terrorism. Then we shift to a lecture by Professor Sheila Power in the philosophy department. Dr. Power has worked has done a lot of research in religious fundamentalism, and she'll address that issue in that context. Then we shift to another topic of great importance, the plights of Native Americans. And we look at the history of and the struggle of the Native Americans in a specific community, the Tonguva people, for striving for social justice. Currently, we have not determined what December 7 will be, but we have in mind a Vietnamese scholar who is going to talk about the Vietnamese concept, the Vietnamese struggle and for social justice. And that ends our lecture series. And I'm supposed to present my next speaker, and I don't see the name. Hema, what's happening?
That'll be Hamoud. Yes, it will be Jerry Larson will be our next speaker. Thank you, Dr. Sahi.
Jerry, welcome.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, I'm Jerry Larson. I teach Tai Chi here along with Linda Kahn, who I believe is going to be our next speaker. And that's going to be on campus. But what I'm going to tell you about now is an audiovisual presentation that I'm going to do by Zoom on September 26th at 10 o'clock about Tai Chi and Qigong. And I've changed the title 2 or 3 times in my mind, but it's still whatever I put in the catalog has not changed. So in my audiovisual presentations, I try not to make it too boring because it's complex intellectual stuff that I'm talking about. So I put in slides and videos, and I always try to include something experiential. And actually what I wanted to do in this 2 minutes was talk for 30 seconds and then do a 1-minute standing meditation with you all. But I rehearsed that and it just didn't work. In 3 minutes, maybe I could have done it. So one of the titles I've considered is The Wonder of Qi / I wonder about Qi. So that's a mysterious concept, or it's real. I don't know that it can really be both. Some people may want to have it both ways. I like it to be not mysterious. So I never believed in Qi, and I was never very interested in Qigong. But in the last few years, I've come to appreciate Qigong much more. And I started to develop what I prefer to say internal skill. And I started to get some of that for myself. And one day I thought, maybe this is what people mean by Qi. I don't know. So I'll go into that stuff, and I'll do a little bit of experiential learning with you as well. So I hope to see some of you there. And we'll also occasionally talk about those things during the Tai Chi class with our next very distinguished speaker, Linda Kahn. Or not.
Oh, we're kind of there. Okay, Jared, go away. Okie dokie. I'm going to try and keep this to the 2 minutes because I know we're probably running over time. I'm thrilled to be the second class that's going to be on campus. I've been teaching the Tai Chi class on campus, was started in October of 2018 and went pretty continuously up until recently. For the last, I'm going to say 13, 14 months, Jerry and I taught via Zoom. So I'm really especially thrilled that we get to go back into the classroom. Zoom is a great, great resource. It's not the best way to learn something physical, an activity. So I'm hoping that people feel brave enough to come on campus. I certainly understand the ambivalence. It is going to be physically distanced. We won't have any problem doing that. And everybody on campus, indoors or outdoors, is masked. So I'm going to dip my toe in and give this a try and see how it goes. I hope you understand that all levels are welcome. You don't have to be in physical tip-top shape. None of us are, especially including me. There are challenges, but it's a very inviting environment. It's an inviting activity. And after, I would say a couple of classes, most people feel perfectly comfortable. Any level will cope with whatever comes. I think that's it. I hope to see you there. Thank you. And I'm going to pass you on to Denise Ridley Davis.
I'm a financial consultant, and I've been in the business since 2006. Previously, I was a OBGYN, 20 years, and I took some time off during the challenging years when my son was a teenager. And then I decided not to return to medicine, and I went into financial services as a retirement planner, investment, mutual funds, etc. I also became a certified financial planner in 2013, and now my focus has been on seniors and with OLLI, improving financial literacy for older individuals. So as you can see, the scheduled lectures there are for people in their 50s and 60s and those over age 65. But overall, in improving financial literacy, I would like to emphasize that it's important for older individuals and younger as well to consider the tax-free retirement strategies to extend their funds. It's important also to consider long-term care, which has been very expensive in the past. And now it can be more affordable if you look into different options for yourself, because it impacts you and it also impacts family members, since most long-term care is given in the home and family members may stop working and lose their income and retirement opportunities. So the last point I would like to make, being brief here, is that overall we need to plan for the future, for our legacy, and that means setting up a living trust. I've seen so many people have difficulties after the passing, and it's so important to set that up. Also, seniors need to consider that they can also save for their grandchildren, providing tax-free funds for education, weddings, business openings for their grandchildren, and they can remain in control of those type of accounts. So those are some of the other points I would make in general. In addition, you can read right there and you'll get it in the newsletter, the topics that I will be presenting, and Hema has my information for any other questions. I also help people enroll in Medicare and educate them about Medicare, because so many people may not be able to work on the internet to get what they need, and I'm available for that as well. So that's it, and I will now introduce and pass on to Mr. David Bassett.
Hey, you guys see me okay? Hello?
Now we can.
Hey, there I am. Hi, I'm David Bassett Parkins. It's hyphenated through marriage. It was funny because in class the other day, I realized more than half my class was half hyphenated last names, which made it kind of fun. We all shared the horror stories of missing airplanes and stuff. So if you guys have a hyphenated last name, I join you in all of those issues over the years. It was the first 4 or 5 person hyphenated class. We're the hyphenated people. That's what we call ourselves now. I'm a financial advisor. I've been in the finance business a long time, about 30 years. I like to say I bring financial peace of mind to families. That's kind of my world. And over the last 30 years, I've figured out, surprisingly, women are actually better clients for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're more open to financial counseling. Not that men aren't, but they're in a different way. But the other part is there's a bigger need for women to have financial knowledge and also to be able to do some financial planning for themselves. Unfortunately, in our generation, and when I say our generation, I'm of the same age as all my students, so we get to share all of our experiences together. Women have made about 82 cents for every dollar that men made, have less savings, and also have less experience in dealing with family investing than their men do. But on the opposite side, they live longer. I always say men are built for speed, women for longevity. Women live 5 to 7 years longer than men do. Therefore, they're going to have a need for extended health care. and therefore more retirement savings and more financial planning than men. So what happens is, and I've become painfully aware of this, as many of my women clients have lost their mates over the last few years. When you become suddenly single, you now have a real need to find someone that you can trust and get a sounding board and plan your way forward from that point in time, and making sure that you have enough assets and they're planned correctly to take you into and through your retirement. And so that's what our class is all about. It's a group that gets together and talks about all of those things related to women and finance. It is aimed at the issues that women face that men don't. And for the most part, it's just really a bunch of people getting together. We do three things. We talk first about current events and financial events. As I say, how to become cooler with your grandchildren by knowing what's going on in Bitcoin and EFTs and so forth. Then we also build our plan together to know whether or not you're going to have enough money. We also go through how to invest, which is important because you need to stretch your dollars forward, but you don't want a lot of risk. And so we teach you how to learn how to invest correctly and to make sure you're not taking on more risk than you need to. And then finally, we have a lot of fun in what we call our stock market contest, where we actually pick stocks and see who can pick the best ones and how to pick stocks. And we go through all of the keys to that as we do our stock market contest, which lasts from the second week all the way until the end. And then in the last day, we have prizes and get together and have a little, well, now it's an online party. It used to be a party in person, but now it's online. So that's the Women in Finance, or Finance for Women class. And again, it focuses on women who are entering or in retirement years, which is a lot of us who are in the class, by the way. So if you'd like to join us, it's all about building financial peace of mind. So I think it's fun, but that's it. David Bassett Parkins, Finance for Women. So I'm not sure who I turned it over to, but whoever's next, maybe someone can help me with the name.
Yes, David, that will be Monica Moore from UCLA. Monica?
Hi, Monica. I'm going to bow out.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for having me today. First of all, a big congratulations to Nicole for your new position, and Hema. It has been a great pleasure working with you, and I look forward to working with you more. So it was a very well-deserved promotion on your part. So a big congratulations from me for that. So I am with the Alzheimer's Research Center at UCLA, the Mary S. Easton Center for Alzheimer's Disease Research. We are a comprehensive care center where we have research, the super smart people in their labs looking at the microscope, trying to figure out Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. We also have a neurology clinic where people can come and get proper diagnosis. We have a clinical trials department where we're trying, new investigational medications, studies to try to figure out Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementias. And then there's the aspect that I am a part of. I am part of one of state designated California Alzheimer's disease centers where we go out and we give education. We give presentations all about Alzheimer's, memory loss and aging, living a brain healthy lifestyle. So this is what I get the great pleasure to be able to do. We've had some really wonderful classes with the Dominguez Hills OLLI program. So our first one is going to be coming up on December the 6th. It is memory and aging, talking about the basics, talking about, as we change, how, we accept, lots of us accept changes of our bodies, but we don't accept the change of our mind. We expect to be able to think just as sharp as we used to. We expect to remember just the same way that we used to, but I'm pretty sure no one here would expect to be able to run just as fast as you used to. So we put lots of this unfair pressure upon our brains. So on December 6th, I'm going to be talking about the normal changes that happen as we age with our memory, really some of like the physiological changes that do occur, and what we can do about it, and how we can try to operate at a higher level as long as possible while we are still healthy and engaged. Being a part of the OLLI program, taking some of these wonderful classes is all part of it, and it's a great step in the right direction for all of you. The next one is December 13th, talking about living a brain healthy lifestyle. So again, sort of stems off of the first one. You can come to the classes individually, or you can come as a series, which of course is what I recommend. And I think it's living a brain healthy lifestyle. Lots of research right now is talking about the heart-brain connection. What can we do to reduce our risk of developing dementia? And while there's no cure for Alzheimer's disease, there's no way to completely prevent it, we are able to do little lifestyle modifications that can truly change the way that our brains work. We can actually make parts of our brains grow just by engagement, by physical activity, by eating the right food, staying away from the bad food, again, socialization. So we're going to be talking about all these things in these classes. They are online, but I still try to make them as engaging as possible. I think that's one thing that we've missed a lot in this past year and a half with Zoom classes is the engagement aspect. And so I really try to maintain that in these classes. I think they're great. I think they're exceptional. I think you will agree too. So I look forward to seeing you on December the 6th and December the 13th. And then the next person is John Powers after me. So everybody take care and let's hear what John has to say.
Hello, and I'm speaking. I haven't seen my image come up yet, but first of all, Monica, thank you very much and appreciate the course that you are offering to students at OLLI, as well as the previous speakers. They are all very interesting and provide a lot of value in our lives. The course which I'm offering is one that is rather provocative in its subject matter, as you can see from its title, 9/11 plus 20. In just a few days, we will be commemorating the 20th anniversary of the events of that day. And during these past 2 decades, a lot of questions have come forward from a lot of thoughtful people about the official story, which has been memorialized in the document that we know as the 9/11 Commission Report. The manner in which we will be going at this subject will be through a lengthy documentary. You will have the opportunity to view this documentary at home, not all at once. I have edited it to 6 different parts, and prior to each class meeting, you will view and have the opportunity to review it. Stop and start as you want because it will be available on a YouTube link. And then in our course, we will discuss what is brought up in that particular section of the documentary. This subject that we're going to cover is comprehensive. And by that, I mean, we will begin by looking at the events from the air defenses, where they were at that day, the airplanes themselves, and the alleged hijackers. In our second class meeting, we'll be specifically looking at the events that took place at the Pentagon. In our third class meeting, we will look at the events in Pennsylvania. And the 3 remaining class meetings will all be devoted to New York City, and that is the World Trade Center. In addition to the information that comes forward in this documentary, which is presented in a question format, I'll also be bringing forward information from published resources, and all of this I'll make available to you as we go through the course, should you choose to examine some of these publications on your own. Now, this is not a course about assigning blame. It's really just looking at the story as it's been presented in the 9/11 Commission Report and questioning where it doesn't meet the standards, technology, and even the scientific method as we've come to know it. I think that you'll find that it is a very provocative course. In our course meetings, I'll be available to answer questions, and I want to encourage you to discuss. This, of course, is a very difficult subject at this time, and it has been through these couple of decades. And we will just be going at it in a rather gentle manner, talking about it, giving you the opportunity to consume and come to terms with these questions. And of course, at the end of the course, I'll ask each of you, what do you think? You know, from where we began, what do you think now? So I hope you consider this. It'll be an enjoyable experience. And I now want to turn over the presentation to our next speaker, which is Wendell Kovald. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Wendell Kovald. I'm a certified food over medicine instructor. I live in Redondo Beach. I've been on a natural diet, what I call natural health and exercise, for 45 years. And I've been giving these presentations at Cal State, on Princess Cruises and other venues. And I think they're extremely important because it deals with your retirement, with your life, and how it, and whether it's easy or difficult. And people should know that so they can make a decision on their own. But there are basically two paths to health in the United States. One is the standard US diet, where people eat a lot of processed food like donuts and Big Macs and macaroni and cheese, etc. And these people, which are actually the bulk of the country, live about 79 years. Men usually die around 77, women to 83. And their retirement is largely made up in dealing with doctors, taking 5 to 10 meds, spending 9 years as an invalid before they pass away, and have limited activity. And that never appealed to me too much, because the other program is called a natural health program. And you can see this in like Loma Linda, California, or Okinawa, Japan. And these, because of the diet and the exercise program that these people are on, they live to 95 years, 94 instead of 79. They're usually active and healthy. They don't need to take meds. I've never taken a med in my life, and I'm almost 80. They don't need to spend a lot of time with doctors. So that's what I think people need to understand, that you can largely control your health and the fun you have in your retirement through a good program of nutrition and exercise. And we will specifically look at the major causes of death, which is heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and ways to prevent Alzheimer's. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to really know what your options are, and I hope you can all join me. Thank you. And the next speaker is Brittany Mullins.
Thank you, Wendell. And I'm trying to share my screen if that's possible. Hema.
Yes, you should have that option available. How about now?
Host disabled participant screen sharing.
Add.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, okay, perfect. So hello, everyone. My name is Brittany Mullins, and I'm here to talk about Metro's On the Move Writers Program. And I am the Principal Community Relations Officer for the South Bay region of the county. Our On the Move Writers Program is a program geared towards older adults in which we help them utilize public transportation. Our overall goal is to improve senior mobility, and we do that in a number of ways. We do that through educational presentations, much like this one or the ones that were presented before you, but in depth, transit-oriented events, and we provide resources like resource tables, and we attend events. We also have travel training tours in which we take folks out on our bus and rail system. And then our highlight of our program is our peer-to-peer travel training clubs. And these clubs are hosted by older adults. They're volunteers, and they lead monthly outings to fun destinations around the county via public transportation. Now, all of our activities are currently virtual, which brings me to our clubs. So we still have active clubs, OLLI being one of them. There are over 30 clubs around the county, 5 within the South Bay region. And we're currently hosting regional monthly meetings. For the South Bay region, it's going to be the last Wednesday, the 4th Wednesday of every month. So we partner with organizations like OLLI, like museums, and we offer tours, and we try to really have that collaboration and provide a virtual experience that's meaningful, that also will take you to certain destinations, so that hopefully in the future you'd be able to go out there in person. So that's our hopes. They're super engaging. We try to provide a lot of meaningful content. So, and then we try to make it region specific. So, for example, we had LAWA, which is the Los Angeles International Airport, come and talk about all the projects that they're doing at LAX, and they're the people mover and how it all connects to Metro. So certain things like that. Currently, we are having a back to transit travel training series, trying to gear people up to getting back out there into the world and reintroduce them to or introduce them to transit and how to ride safely and the components that come into traveling safely. We had one last week, which was what is a senior tap card. And now for tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m., it's how to load your tap card. And there's a number of travel training after that. So it's the every Thursday of this month. So we have our TAP app and our safety and riding tips, which I know is a really good topic, because for people who have safety concerns, we'll have someone from our safety and security speak to you guys about the changes in the accommodations that they're making for our riders. So if you are interested, please let me know and I can send you guys the link for the Thursday travel training series that we're having. If you guys have any questions, you can call this number 213-922-2002 or contact onthemove@metro.net. Thank you guys so much. And our next speaker is Delina Dope Means.
Bonjour. Well, I'll do that speech later. But I'm speaking on behalf of the tennis coach, Donald Means, who's sitting right here. He's been the coach, I believe, since 2012. Yes. This tennis class is like the ever-ready bunny. It keeps going and going in spite of COVID and semester breaks. It's a very popular class and has a faithful following. We have continued to meet on Zoom during the pandemic. The name social tennis is very appropriate. For one, we socialize a whole lot on and off the courts. And two, we're not trying to get you to compete with the pros. As seniors, we play doubles tennis. Some of you may be watching the tennis tournament right now, the US Open. On our own, we have even organized trips to various tennis tournaments, such as the one in Indian Wells near Palm Springs, the US Open in New York, and as far away as Paris, the Paris Open in Paris, France. One of these days, we'd like to go to the Australian Open in Melbourne. Our coach stresses the importance of fitness, staying connected, trying new things, and how important our diet is to our overall well-being. We begin our class by doing warm-ups and stretches in front of our screens, and then we use the rest of our time sharing information about ourselves, our loved ones, helpful tips, fun places to go, movies to see, etc. Once we resume our regular sessions on campus every Tuesday and Friday morning at 9, and I'm waiting for the word from the powers that be that maybe we can meet on campus again physically. The warm-ups and the stretches will continue to be an essential and integral part of the 90-minute long class. If you've never played tennis before, that's not a problem. I personally knew practically nothing about tennis and had never played before, but I have learned quite a bit since I joined the class in 2014. I promise you the coach will meet you where you are and teach you the basics. So all you need to do is bring a tennis racket and wear appropriate shoes and clothing. So eventually you will get the hang of it, I promise you. We are a very congenial and welcoming group, and we have a lot of fun. Coach Means is such a wonderful coach. Full disclosure, Coach Means is my husband. So thank you, and hope you register for the class, and I hope I didn't leave anything out, Coach Means.
No.
Okay, thank you. And now for my second spiel. Bonjour, bienvenue. Je m'appelle Delina Job Means. Parlez-vous français? Well, I guess I should continue in English at this point. What I just spoke was French, and I said, hello, welcome. My name is Delina Job Means. Do you speak French? Well, learning any language can have its ups and downs. I know personally because I'm currently struggling with Italian, Portuguese, and even Spanish, even though that was my minor in college when my brain was working more like a sponge. Studies, and also I have studied a little Wolof, which is from West Africa in Senegal, and that has always been a lifetime struggle for me. Studies show that there are many benefits in learning a new language, including, to some extent, postponing dementia. There are many online programs that teach a variety of languages nowadays. I really like the Duolingo language learning app, and that's what I'll be using for this class. There is a classroom app. Who's heard of, anybody heard of Duolingo, I hope? I know some of you, I recognize some faces. Well, Duolingo takes the monotony out of language learning and combines words in unique and fun ways. It allows you to go at your own pace. Some of you may practice daily for 15 minutes a day, and some of you are really die-hard language learners and you'll practice a few hours a day. But daily practice is really the key. So our class is once a week, but Duolingo keeps you going every day. It's outside of the class. So this semester there will be two levels, the beginner level class and the advanced beginner level class. There is a cultural component I usually squeeze into each lesson. I'll also assign activities for you to do on your own. Classes begin on Monday, September 20th for the beginners at 3 o'clock, and on Thursday, every Thursday at 10 a.m. for the advanced beginners. And the classes will run the classes will end the week of December 13th, both sessions. So as much as you can, try to listen, read, and write. But I imagine the main goal is to speak. That's one of the most challenging of the skills, but most of us want to do that, right? So in conclusion, you'll be registering for the French class in 2 steps. Step 1, you'll register with OLLI, and step 2, you'll register with the Duolingo class, even if you have used Duolingo on your own as an individual, because you're going to need a Duolingo class code in order to be in the class. You new students, don't worry, you'll get help for step 2. And each class will be about 1 hour long, 1 day a week. And voila, merci. And I will turn you back to Hema.
Thank you, Delina. I hope everyone could hear me well. Using my computer audio now. So thank you so much, Delina. And I do want to thank Mr. Chet Hanley, Hamoud Sahi, Jerry Larson, Linda Kahn, Denise Ridley Davis, David Bassett Parkins, Monica Moore, John Powers, Wendell Kovald, Brittany Mullins, and Delina Diop Means. Thank you all. We are so grateful you took the time out of your busy schedule to address our group. So everybody, please give them a round of applause to our speakers. Our speakers will be coming in for the fall semester. We have some exciting remote learning classes coming up. For this fall, all classes will be remote, using Zoom format, which is a reliable, easy to use video conferencing application that can be used across mobile, desktop, and other electronic devices. As a member of OLLI, you will use Zoom to participate in our live stream OLLI courses, and you do not need a Zoom account to access your course. Just a couple of reminders. In the chat panel, you will find regarding to the fall catalog. How do I register for these classes? Well, in the chat panel, you will see at the very top that the fall 2021 catalog will be available this afternoon in our OLLI website. The OLLI website is posted in the chat panel. Also, if you want to rewatch this program, you can watch it in our OLLI YouTube channel, and the link is provided. in the chat panel. Also, for those of you that still need to upload your vaccination card, there is the online video tutorial and how you can do that. That breaks down the step-by-step process is how you can upload your vaccination card. It is posted in the chat panel. Now for our next speaker, which I know Carolyn Poner has been very patient with us, and I do thank you, Carolyn. Carolyn Poner is our VP OmniLore Administrator and Registrar. Carolyn Poner, she has a couple of remarks she would like to share with the group today.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for inviting me to your OLLI open house. I'm Carolyn Poner. I am currently wearing 3 different hats at OmniLore at present. I am the Vice President of Administration, I am the Registrar, and I'm also the Membership Chair. And it's in my role as Membership Chair that I want to speak to you today a little bit about OmniLore. What exactly is OmniLore? Well, we are an organization that studies different topics, and we are open to membership from anyone who is interested in intellectual stimulation and wants to enjoy the challenge of shared inquiry. We are courses that are designed for adults over 50. I don't like to use the word seniors. Sometimes that has a negative connotation. So let's just say that we're older adults. The course topics are conceived, planned, and conducted by our members. There are no tests, there are no grades, there are no teachers. We are truly a uniquely peer-led organization. How does that work? Well, each member of a group selects a topic related to the course subject, and they collect information on that topic. Then that member shares this information with the group, and the group discusses the topic. In this way, all members of the group benefit from the study of every other member. That is the mission behind peer-led instruction. Some courses, most courses, are structured around a book, but there are also others that are structured around movies, TED Talks, and magazine articles. All of these members will read and discuss these particular topics as part of the meetings. In addition, OmniLore offers special interest groups that meet on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. Like OLLI, we offer a monthly book club. We have, and the membership is not restricted to OLLI members or OmniLore members. Anyone can join our book club. They are currently meeting on Zoom, and they plan to meet on Zoom from here on out. We have a hiking and walking group that meets every month or every 6 weeks, I believe, on Fridays. And they are now back in person. They are hiking and walking in person. We have a moviegoers group, which is on hiatus right now because not many people are feeling comfortable about attending movie theaters. And we also have computer training workshops that are offered several times throughout the year. So what exactly is a study and discussion group? That's a fancy name for a class or a course. Our study and discussion groups consist of between 10 and 20 members who meet to discuss a given subject. We meet informally. Hold on a second. Okay. We meet informally in the classrooms at the Beach Cities Health Center in Redondo Beach. This was formerly the old South Bay Hospital. We have 2 classrooms on the lower level that we use every single day of the week, mornings and afternoons. A class typically meets there every other week. So for our 3 trimesters of the year, the first one beginning in September through December, you will meet twice in September, twice in October, twice in November, and twice in December. Our classes are about 2 hours long, and they're broken up with presentations and book discussions. We are currently offering hybrid classes in that many of our students have decided to remain online via Zoom to take classes, but we do have a few brave souls who've decided they want to come into the classroom and take the class in person. And we've set up a very complicated, intricate computer setup so that we're able to offer Zooming to our members at home as well as in the classroom. I just had my first class. I'm coordinating a class on the history of the post office last week. And there were a few glitches, but finally after about 15 minutes, we got everything running smoothly and continued on with our class. As I said before, OmniLore has been around for 30 years. We just celebrated our anniversary in 2020. We started with a very small group of people that met in one another's homes, and then we branched out and we joined forces with Cal State Dominguez Hills in 2013 and had been affiliated with them ever since. At their encouragement and suggestion, OmniLure filed for incorporation this past spring, and as of May 24th, 2021, we are now our own nonprofit entity. We are OmniLure Learning and Retirement Incorporated. So I encourage you all to check us out. We will be having our orientation training and sessions. The first one will be October 12th. It will be held online via Zoom, and I can send you the Zoom link. I can put it in, I can let Hema know before several weeks before that particular workshop takes place. I'd like to conclude by saying congratulations to Nicole on your accomplishments at Cal State Dominguez Hills and this new chapter in your life. I just want to thank you so much for all the collaboration and help and patience you had and serving as a liaison from OLLI to the OmniLure board. We really appreciate it. And I want to congratulate Hema on this new chapter in her life, taking over from Nicole. I also want to extend Frank and my wishes to continue to collaborate with you in any way we can. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Carolyn, and I do too look forward to collaborating with you and OmniLure. Hope everyone can hear me well. Okay. All right, so going back to our slideshow presentation, Anissa, whenever you're ready. However, I do want to mention a couple of things that in our chat panel, you will find the link for the fall catalog that is available now in our OLLI website. You could click on that blue link right there. And if you want to rewatch this program, once again, the link is also provided in the chat panel, along with a tutorial link and how you can upload your vaccination card. Now, a couple of other special events that we're having for this semester is next Tuesday is we're going to have our OLLI new members orientation meeting. And this new members orientation meeting, what we do is we kind of break down the step-by-step process and how you can register for our online remote learning courses. There is for those of you who are new to OLLI and those of you who are new to the online learning version, don't worry about it. You're not alone. We are here to assist you. And that's what the new members orientation is all about, and how you can register for the classes and how you can subscribe to the OLLI weekly newsletter. And a couple of more steps in how you could upload your vaccination card that would also be included there, and a little bit more of a guide on how you can read through the fall catalog that is available already digitally in our OLLI website. Along with the next following week on September 21st, Tuesday at 1:00 p.m., we have our volunteer orientation meeting. Once again, we have 3 committees, very unique: Membership and Marketing Committee, Fundraising Committee, and Curriculum Committee, and also our peer-led courses, which is very similar to what Curriculum does. However, our success in the OLLI program, which is very unique, is that it is member-driven, meaning that all of you run the show in a way. Everybody here is the student and the lecturer in terms of if you would like to teach a class here at OLLI, or you would like to facilitate, that's Curriculum Committee. Or if you know a guest speaker or any other instructor, invite them over to OLLI, and you could be part of our Curriculum Committee. Fundraising, any background and how we can appreciate and reach out to our donors and our sponsors. Fundraising Committee is for you, as well for our Membership and Marketing Committee. They have set a very fine example in of what it means to be a lifelong learner. So if you're curious to learn about what these great opportunities are here for you at OLLI, please join our volunteer orientation meeting on September 21st at 1:00 on Tuesday. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you very much. Oh, and once again, if you would like to subscribe to our OLLI weekly email newsletter, please email our olli@csudh.edu to subscribe. This is free. All you have to do is provide us with your name and your preferred email address. Here in the OLLI Weekly, that's a little picture that we took off in our email inbox. Here in our OLLI Weekly updates, you will receive news, COVID-19 updates, any announcements coming from the university, special events, parking updates, and so much more, such as pop-up events, which most likely will not be in the catalog. However, pop-up events is something that we just, all of a sudden we just kind of scheduled. It's not in the catalog. However, you will not miss out if you subscribe to our OLLI weekly newsletter. I do want to mention that towards the end of the session, there will be a Q&A for those of you who have questions to our speakers, our instructors, or with me or with Nicole, myself. Please, you can stay towards the end of the session, and there will be a Q&A. Now, following up with the next slide, we do have our volunteer committees. And first things up is that is the curriculum committee. And this committee is very, very unique, and I am the co-chair of this committee. In this committee, what we do is we develop and incorporate ideas for curriculum, such as we do our research ahead of time, and we can schedule speakers. For example, we have Monica from UCLA. I was able to reach out to her, and now she'll be delivering 2 classes a series for our fall semester. Another example is David Bassett Parkins. He's coming from, I believe, from Long Beach, and he has a great background on finances. And, this is a very fun way in how we can collaborate, come together, and incorporate ideas in which meets the needs of our members. We bring in classes, we bring in special events. It doesn't have to be classes. It could be a special event. It could be an end of the year celebration. It could be something in honor regarding what month it is. So it's a great way for you in what you can give back to the community. It's a great way for we could organize class schedules and all that information and how we organize, get together. We set a schedule and we publish it in our OLLI catalog and as well in our newsletter. Community experts, OLLI members can also become instructors, as many of you come from rich educational backgrounds. For example, Delina Diop means she has a very good background in French. She has offered her services to teach French to our members. So if curriculum is something that you're interested in, I highly encourage you to email me. My information is in the chat panel, or you can join our volunteer orientation, which is on Tuesday, September 21st at 1 o'clock if you would like to get a better idea of what it is. And we will interview a couple of our committee members and their experience of giving back to the community. Now, our next presenter, I believe, is Marianne Picada. She is our fundraising consultant for the fundraising committee, and she sits as the chair of that committee as well. Marianne Picada, whenever you're ready.
I am ready. Thanks, Emma.
Thank you.
We need the next slide, Emma, for fundraising. All right, well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I just wanted to take a few minutes to share with you a little bit about the fundraising committee. This is a fairly new committee for OLLI. It's in its growth stage, and really right now we're really looking for volunteers to get involved to help us make sure that we are providing value and recognition and support for those who support us. Currently, Cal State University and the College of Extended and International Education are the largest supporters for OLLI. And in order for us to continue to receive funding from the Osher Foundation, we have made a commitment, which is part of our grant, that we must raise $12,000 in the coming year. So we're really looking for people to help us, not just to ask for money, but to make sure that we thank and value those who are supporting, and that we make sure that OLLI members have an opportunity to invest in OLLI, because it is your program. It is member driven, and we want it to be bring joy and value to your life. And we hope that in return for that joy and value, you will consider making an investment in OLLI so it is sustainable for years to come and for future generations to use as well. We currently have an exciting time going on in fundraising because we have a very generous donor. And if you could go to the next slide, I believe we have a very generous donor who, for the month of September only, has made a proposal to us that if we can get 50 or more OLLI members to make a gift of $50 or more, that donor, our big heart donor, will add $1,000 to the total. So as you can see, if the 50 for 50 will bring in 2,500, and if we can add the $1,000, that really gets us started on achieving that $12,000 goal. So we're very grateful to our generous donors. We hope that you will consider making a gift to OLLI and supporting this campaign and participate so that together we can make OLLI stronger and better. All of the dollars that are raised for OLLI go right back into the program to continue to support and enhance the programming, enhance the curriculum, and be able to really make OLLI the best it can be in the South Bay community. So we looking for your generosity and your kindness, and we hope that you will take advantage of this time to have your gift leveraged and increased. And we also hope that you will consider becoming part of our fundraising committee. We have a lot of work to do, but we can make it fun. Fundraising can be fun. So please consider joining us and just reach out to Hema or myself. For those of you who know me, we will be happy to sign you up to be on the committee. And I'm going to turn it back over to Hema.
Thank you, Marianne. Thank you so much. And once again, I believe we have another speaker, Nicole Picada. She will be speaking on behalf of the Membership and Marketing Committee.
So thank you, Hema. The reason that I'm speaking on behalf of Membership and Marketing is because I wanted to extend my deepest gratitude. Over the pandemic, something that you may not have known, but they really came together. And a lot of them started making phone calls. They participated in the connection crew, and they started making phone calls out to individuals. So I want to thank you. We do have, I'm trying to see, if I'm trying to look for our members of the curriculum committee here. We do have a couple of our members, our chair, our co-chairs. I'm looking for them. I don't see them right now. They had a meeting earlier today. Miss Denise. I don't see Denise here, do I? And Angela.
I'm here.
You're there. There you are. Where? Look, I'm looking at the big screen. There you are. So, one of the things that, Miss Denise, I'm going to ask you as co-chair if you would take over for me. But one of the things that I wanted to again say to the entire committee, especially to Miss Denise, who stayed in there through our bumps and all of our rides and adventures that we went through, and she kept the committee going. And I appreciate that. Throughout the pandemic, I'm coming up with ideas. And while it may not seem like I appreciated you, I do, I did, I always will. And we have other members here also who on the Membership and Marketing, that committee is doing excellent work. Not only have they made phone calls out to members, but they also now are going out to the community and reaching out to communities. And I would like it if our chair or co-chair, Ms. Denise, if you can speak a little bit more about your committee and how you guys are an example of, staying steadfast work. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It seems like I'm moving a little slow, my monitor is, but I wasn't prepared for today's speaking, but our Membership and Marketing Committee, what we're trying to do is to grow our membership, to get new membership in. We go out on different events to try to bring new members in. We're part of the connection crew and calling our members to get them back into our membership. We're in the process of developing a campaign so that the old members can bring in new members and win little gift cards and things like that. So that'll be coming up soon for October the 1st for our quarterly. And so anyone else that's interested in joining our membership, we appreciate it. I think we have now around 328 members. We're trying, our goal is to get 502 members. And so we would appreciate your help in calling out to your friends and your neighbors and, relatives. I met someone at the event one, and she was surrounded by 50 and better people. And I asked if she belonged to OLLI, and I asked her, did she tell her friends about it? She said, oh, not yet. So don't forget, I mean, when you're sitting around your friends or relatives and they want something to do, let them know about OLLI. Tell them to come to a class or two and be able to attend. That's it. Peace.
Thank you, Ms. Denise Jefferson, and thank you, Nicole Picada. Okay, and once again, I do want to thank all of our volunteers who, in which of course on the extended education and Dominguez Hills, we are deeply honored to be supported by OLLI CSUDH powerhouse of member volunteers who dedicate their time and energy to help make our institute the best it can be. So we are grateful to all committee members noted here. Thank you, Denise, and thank you all fundraising, curriculum committee members, membership and marketing, who contribute in many meaningful ways. Also staff, exceptional staff such as Anissa. Thank you so much, Anissa, for helping us in the background. You dedicate a lot of time to OLLI, and our members do appreciate you. Once again, I do want to mention that last spring we did have a lot of online and alternative modality of being in Zoom courses. Now, once again, these are safety protocols, and we are planning to continue this throughout the fall semester. However, we are proud of how well everyone has adapted to the new learning environment. Our goal is to smoothly transition safely back to those face-to-face courses again in the near future. And I understand that many of our members are enriched and creative and encouraged of this exciting semester that we have scheduled for everyone. So once again, for those of you who would like to learn more on how you can register for our classes, or if you have any questions regarding our programming of today, regarding the catalog, once again, I do want to remind everyone that the catalog is available for you to watch, for your review in our OLLI website. And once again, like Marianne mentioned, OLLI at CSUDH is funded in part of the endowment from the Osher Foundation, which requires a minimum of 500 members. And so we do need your commitment to renew or join our OLLI at CSUDH family. It's only $30 annual fee. And once again, thank you all for attending today's event. If you have any questions to our guest speakers or regarding the program itself, please, you can stay. And thank you all for tuning in for our OLLI Open House Fall 2021. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, all of our